What's up guys, WOOO here, back again with another Division 2 build video. Welcome back guys. Today's build is the ultimate Dragon's Glare burn the shit down build. I have used this for months now, and I thought it's time that, again, because I have so many builds that I use and abuse, I thought it's time for me to share as much as I can with you guys, given the lack of just really good content at the moment, and we're just playing recycled content, so let's just share some good stuff with these builds. This build brings the burn to the house, and it burns down agents' nuts aplenty. It sure does. What you're doing with this build, you're setting the world on fire, and you're not using the traditional means, i.e. the vile mask, using something a little bit different, and showing that it's still a viable piece of kit. I have so much fun with this build. You don't output as much damage as you would like, and that's the only frustration for me, but what you do happen to do on this build is set the world on fire, and that's great because you've got the world on fire and they're burning forever, and of course your teammates can mow them down like a knife through butter. Yes, this build is fun wrapped up in a burn. So if you enjoy this build guys, you know what to do, thumbs doodle. It generally helps me and the channel guys. Come on, let's woo this. And if you're new to the channel, drop the woo bomb on the sub button, ding the bell to be notified when I upload my content. Guys, I've already said it, let's check out the build. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is what I'm talking about on this build. Now, you can see with this, it is using the firewall specialization. Now, why I'm using that, why am I using Technician for that extra 10% skill damage? Why am I not using Survivalist to share that, again, that damage to my teammates? They're still viable options, guys. You can use them. That's fine. That is totally fine. What I wanted to do is, a little bit selfishly, is try and garner as much burn duration on this build. I want the enemies to keep burning, and that's what this build does aplenty. There are little bits of ways and means to tweak it and twist it to make sure it's more viable for you and your playstyle, but for me this works an absolute sweet treat. So Firewall is my chosen spec, and we know why, because the extra 20% burn duration all day long. Going through the rest of the build, you can see guys, it is 4-piece Eclipse Protocol, and we know that is the status effect gear set you need on this build because it's going to garner so much carnage against NPCs, and that's what this is all about, is burning this shit out of them. Let's go for the build. I am 0 offensive, I am 0 defensive, I am 6 utility, yes, 6 little yellow Legos, and of course I am 726k armor, 328k health, and 6 skill tiers. Let's go for the build. The mask, guys, of course, is Eclipse Protocol. It's not a Vile mask, and the Vile mask is the most kind of used status effect piece. If you're not going to use the Vile mask, you could use the Waveform holster, again, to garner some more skill damage. That is also a great option. I've gone for something a little bit different. Now, there's no Vile mask on this build, which shows, again, that status effects can be absolutely tip-top with anything you put with it, but this is a nice set to run. So Eclipse Protocol, what we're looking at is 15% status effects when you're rolling with a 2-piece. Upgrade to the 3-piece, you get 15% skill haste and 30% hazard protection. That hazard protection is quite nice in PvE especially. The 4-piece is indirect transmission. Your status effects now spread on kill to all enemies within 10 meters and refresh 50% of the duration. And with this, again, you don't have to get the kill. What you need to be doing is, again, deploying those status effects. So when enemies have a status effects applied to them, if your teammates take them down, it will automatically refresh and skip to the next NPC. So you're spreading like wildfire these status effects, i.e. burn. Burn those bitches down. That's the way you look at it on this build. So let's take a look at the bits and pieces below, which are the attributes. Status effects and skill haste as a nice little god sausage roll, 12% mod. With this, again, the best way to roll with this, in my opinion, is get status effects everywhere possible, because that will only prolong the burn. Great. And skill haste to make sure your skills come back quicker. Let's take a look at the knee pads. The knee pads, again, the second piece of Eclipse Protocol. I've opted for, again, that status effects because, again, I want to prolong that burn. Simples. Gloves, guys, the song remains identical. It's all about status effects. Again, if you can't do that for whatever the weather, skill damage is also a good option, but status effects, again, is a really good choice, and that would be your best in slot on this build. Now, the last piece of the Eclipse Protocol gear set is the chest piece. And with this, guys, you can see it is status effects, a nice little, again, yeah, you guessed it, God Roll, Skill Haste, 12% mod, and that's perfect for this build. And the talent on the chest piece is Proliferation. Increases indirect transmission range from 10 meters to 15 meters and refresh your percentage from 50 to 75%. That means that more enemies are going to burn on this build. There's more status effect spreading because simply, yes, when an NPC goes down, happy days, that burn damage, that burn effect is just going to spread. The area effect is going to widen, and ultimately that means there's more damage over time. More crowd control, perfect for difficult content. On mods, guys, yeah, you can see this. Yes, you've seen that. Skill haste and status effects. Sorry, I had to show you another 12% skill damage. Skill haste is nice. Cool, well, let's take a look at the backpack. The backpack is not perfectly rolled, but it is good. It is very good. I just need to, again, optimize this a little bit more when I've got some more backpack pieces, and I am laughing all the way to the burn bank. Yes, guys, Wyvernware have opted for, because of that skill damage, to heighten the damage on the build. Status effects, skill damage, and skill haste, 12% God Sausage Roll utility mod. The talent is Creeping Death. When you apply a status effect, it is also applied to all enemies within 8 meters of your target, and the cooldown is 15 seconds. Guys, so every 15 seconds, when you apply a status effect to one NPC, it will damage all NPCs within an 8-meter radius. Simple, guys. That is just spreading that love. And not to mention, you've got the chest piece talent, which works perfectly with this. You are absolutely spreading that burn for days. It is really, really nice. And is it overkill? It perhaps is, but fuck it. Let's go all in and let's burn the house down. That's the way I look at it on this build. Now, there are other options, guys. There are other means and ways you can roll with this. You could, if you wanted to, go for golden gear. If you have a golden gear backpack, you have an extra 10% status effects. Nice. Just make sure it is 1 skill tier because, again, you don't want to run a 5 skill tier build as a skill build. In all honesty, you want to roll 6 to get the most from it. Happy days. So you need to make sure you have status effects and skill damage as the 2 yellow attributes. If you can't, it's fine. Don't worry. Skill damage through Wyvernware is perfect. It is. Trust me, guys. It's a good piece. And the last piece is the exotic holster, and it's not waveform, guys. It isn't waveform. What's happening? It's in fact the Imperial Dynasty holster. Dynasty, who cares? It burns. What I like about the Dragon's Clair talent is that while in combat, applies burn to the enemy closest to you within 20 meters. The cooldown is 35 seconds. So how does this work? Let me take a butcher's here. So we're here. Oh, Jesus, shit the bed. You can see enemies are burning. Why are they burning, WOOO? And it's because, yes, the Dragon's Glare talent has activated. It did say enemy, as in singular, not plural. And you can see with this, guys, very simply, yes, to the enemy closest to you within 20 meters. So if you do not have, guys, if you do not have Creeping Death on your backpack, what happens? It will burn 1 NPC. Should we test this out for good measure? Let's have a look. Let's just put that on and see what happens. Let's see when this reactivates, if it does ever reactivate. Because what the good beauty of this is, it's an additional status effect. As you can see, it's hitting the one guy there on the right hand side. You know, and because again it's procced, there you have the chest piece talent. Boom, in the room, you can see that burn is beautiful. It truly is. But that is the beauty of Dragon's Glare combined with Creeping Death, and that is every 35 seconds you will set an NPC on fire. Creeping Death, you will have more than one. You can see there, guys, simple. And because the chest piece is kicked in, that's what happens. So let's change this hardwired backpack. Let's change it to boom, 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 boom. Where are we? It is this one. And we'll wait for that to reactivate, and you will see, guys, straight away, Creeping Death goes boom, and you will see how the Dragon's Glare talent works with this and how it pairs perfectly with Creeping Death. And as if by magic, there you have it. And again, and that boom will continue once an NPC goes down. Again, nice little bit of burn damage. I like this. That's why I'm rolling with the Dragon's Glare holster. Nice, I like it. Weapons. Okay, weapons, guys. Now, this is open to interpretation. And this is what I've opted for on the build. This is entirely up to you guys. But for me, capacitor. I can't look past this. I genuinely can't. It is perhaps the best exotic AR for skill builds in the game. I think, guys, it is. Even hybrids, this is the weapon you want because it will really create so much carnage on the skill aspect of your build. It is insane. Capacitor, farm your ass in, good old summit, get it very quickly. Happy days, jobs are good, and you will rock the house down. With this, guys, you can see it's capacitance. This is what makes this weapon tasty. Shooting enemies builds stacks to a cap of 40. Each stack grants 1.5% skill damage. After 5 seconds, stacks decay 1 per second. Guys, just to clarify, let's do the maths. It is 1.5% times 40 is 60% extra skill damage. All in me. Yes, take it, guys. I like it. For each skill tier gain, yes, little yellow Lego, 7.5% weapon damage. Guys, that is very simply 45% weapon damage, 60% skill damage. Why would you not use this weapon? Anyway, mods, guys, anyway, let me just go before that. They are fixed. It is crit chance rounds, crit damage, and weapon handling. My secondary is the mechanical animal. And you'll go, why, Woo? You are an idiot. Use the everlasting gaze. It is so good for status effects, guys. Yes, it is. It is awesome. Now, I'll explain why I'm using the mechanical animal and why it's effective for me and my build. Now, mechanical animal, you see, guys, this is God's Sausage Roll. I like this a lot. It's all about the talent Future Perfection. Weapon kills grants 1 skill tier for 19 seconds, and it stacks up to 3 times. This is also a really awesome hybrid weapon because 3 times you're going to get them kills, you will go into overcharge. Brilliant. So you could use, again, a nice hybrid build and really garner some extra damage with this. Mechanical Animal, guys, really good weapon. But, yeah, secondary. Guys, it is secondary. Weapon kill skill tier 6. Yes, I'm there, guys. I'm there. Grants overcharge for 15 seconds and you cooldown 1.5 minutes. What am I going to get from this? Firstly, the mods, crit chance, crit chance, crit chance, and rounds. So, yeah, we've got some crit chance on this weapon. So, how is this going to work for me? Now, what's going to happen on this build is that every 90 seconds, when it's not on cooldown, I will switch to my mechanical animal and I will try and get that kill. Once I get that kill, the skills that I have, again, I try and implement it in a way so both skills are active. What's it going to do for the skills? Let's just take a look. So I've opted for the Burn Sticky Bomb. So we just take a look at the skill tier 6. We have it there. There's overcharge. So you can see I'm getting an extra 40% burn damage, an extra 80% burn duration, and an extra 410% skill haste. Yeah, it's good. So I'm going to get it back a little bit quicker. And that's, again, beautiful for me on this build. It's really, really good. That's why I've opted for the overcharge, why I've opted for the mechanical animal. Doesn't have to be the mechanical animal, but I like this weapon. Yes, it's 2 ARs. I know, who cares? You could go for the Everlasting Gaze. That's fine, but let me just go through the other skill, which is the Airburst Seeker. And we'll go through the stats shortly. But you can see I'm going to get an extra 40% damage, an extra 40% burn damage, an extra 100% burn duration, and 300% skill haste, which gets my skills back a bit quicker. That's the beauty of this setup. It's really tasty. Now, the mechanical animal is a great weapon. I love this. And for me, it's a secondary weapon. The capacitor is your primary. It has to be, guys. It truly has to be. Why not use the Everlasting Gaze? Now, this is nice. It is a nice weapon. What I don't like about it is it's to one NPC. So once you hit an enemy a headshot, what's going to happen? That's going to, again, create that status effect damage duration for one NPC, not the rest of them. Just the one guy. So it is what it is. It's okay. It's an okay talent, in my opinion. If that was all NPCs in the vicinity, or that you headshot, I would like this a lot more. Hell of a lot more. It isn't. Plus, there's a cooldown of 16 seconds. So, for me, I would rather, again, because I'm always using the capacitor, I'm always using it, I would rather switch when I can to the mechanical animal, go into overcharge with that kill, and get some extra damage with my skills. Simple. That's what I prefer on this build. So that's why mechanical animal is my secondary. Sidearm, again, do not worry about this. You know me by now. I don't use a sidearm, whatever the weather. The only time I use a pistol is if I start a game with randoms and I matchmake and all directives are on, I've got no ammo, so this is what I use because it's got in sync simples. Now let's take a more detailed look at the skills. We'll start with the Airburst Seeker Mine. Don't worry about that cooldown. Do not worry about that cooldown. Let's just switch this bad boy. Okay, the cooldown on the Airburst Seeker was about 19 seconds. But let's just take a look and see if that's been fixed. Perhaps it hasn't. No, it hasn't. Still 5 seconds. Now, this is a bit better. Now, the burn sticky bomb, we'll go with that first and then go back to the nice Airburst Seeker after. 19.1 second cooldown. The damage is 1.294 million. Don't worry too much about that because you'll have that tick of damage that will last a nice time. The duration is 11.9 seconds. That's of the sticky bomb hitting. That's cool. Now, mod-wise, skill haste to get it back quicker and burn duration. You want it to burn longer. That's what I've opted for. Now, what I like about this, if we just kill this guy. And then let's just go with this one. Again, all the stars are aligned. What's going to happen? Creeping Death is going to proc, which is awesome. You're going to get the chest piece talent, which is going to proc. Awesome. Dragon's Glare's there as well. And that's still burning. Let's just pop this before it's too late. Boom. And that's what happens. It's a nice tick of burn. I like that. And that's exactly what I need on this setup. So we go back. We're going to go to our secondary skill. That is the Airburst Seeker. 18.6 seconds. I was close. See the damage there? 1.129 million. Don't worry too much about that. You know, that will be elevated during the fact, we get it. You've got some nice sexy skill talents. It's all about, yes, the burn duration is 31 seconds. That is all freaking day. 31 second burn duration. I like that. It's beautiful. It's not maxed. It could be a little bit more as well. Damage, health, and damage. Get damage on there. You need that. That's awesome. In terms of the health one, I believe it is what it is. There's nothing better. I can't slip in there. I don't want cluster mines. That's no good. I can't use health. And yeah, it's health. Yeah, that's it, guys. It is what it is. So yeah, how this works is very simple. Let's just pop it like it's hot. Let's just drop it here. Again, there's no capacitance stacks, no nothing. Just a nice look at this nice burn. I like this now. You're just gonna, again, just keep ticking. It's going to keep ticking. It's beautiful, isn't it? And it just keeps ticking. And again, look, hello. Drop it like it's hot. Again, yeah, we know this is uneasy. We know. Don't tell me off. We know. But it's just a demonstration of how powerful this can be. Creeping Death will proc. Dragon's Glare will proc. Yeah. Happy days. And it's just going on and on. It's that beautiful. It is. This is why I really like this setup. I really like the Airburst Seeker. Once it pops, you can't stop. I'm sure that's a song somewhere. That's what we're looking at. This is what we're looking at as a build. It is, guys, it is really, really well how it works. It's really synergized perfectly. So we take a look at the stats. Again, as always, when I do a skill build video, don't worry about your crit chance, your crit damage, weapon damage. Don't worry about it. It's irrelevant. What you need to be looking at is your skill haste, your skill damage, some armor regen if you can on the build. You know, that's always capable, always helpful, and status effects to prolong the burn. So don't worry too much about the weapon damage, guys. Trust me. On this, you see AR damage is 30%. All weapons damage bonus is 55%. Again, don't worry about anything else, guys. It's irrelevant. It's in weapon damage. We have a little bit of, let's look, 50% pulse resistance. Yeah, okay, hazard protection is 50%, and that's nice. That's helpful on the build because, you know, in PvE, when you, again, certain missions, depend on the mission, you could be burnt to a crisp quite quickly. Again, or heavily status affected, so that hazard protection is nice to have. And then we'd like to look at the skill haste. The skill haste is 61%. It's not perfect, guys. It is not perfect. It's buoyed by the fact there's 12% skill haste mods. If you can somehow try and shoehorn some skill haste in there, great. If not, don't worry. What you need is your primary factors, skill damage, status effects as a priority, and then you will burn in all day long. I love this build. I do love this build. It's just so much fun. You are a little bit squishy, understandably, but it is also so much fun because you know you can just sit in cover and you've got that ultimate crowd control from the fact that Dragon's Glare is going to pop. That's going to pop when NPCs rush it every 35 seconds. They're on fire. You can do a little bit of damage with the capacitance with the extra 45% skill damage. 45% weapon damage. That nice skill damage. And again, you can see this will just keep burning for days. This is what makes this build ultimately very, very powerful. In heroic content and even legendary content, guys, the crowd control is immense. It is. Thinking about Survivalists as another option. Survivalists will do well as a group. You're going to get some extra status affected target damage. Yeah, we know where it goes, guys. To your teammates. That's also very, very good. For me, I just like the fireball aspect because the burn duration is beautiful. It's just forever and ever. And it makes me very, very happy. It truly does. But guys, this is the build. This is the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments section. And I'll see you in the next one. Yeah, peace.